Daniel Venture.
That was Venture storming through the middle there on that defensive line and gets him all the way down to with forward progress. Actually, that's a favorable spot. They marked him at
favorable. I don't think he
the 6-yard line. Venture had him all the way down to the 1.
Lost of 4 on the play.
So he lost 4. It was going to set up for a 2nd down and 7. Now 3rd down and 11. Line to gain is the 17-yard line. There's a snap from the shotgun. It's a low one. Handoff up the middle. This is Jesse. Pass the sticks. Rolling over a defender. That was Bazell as he gets the 1st down out past the 20. Close to the 21-yard line. Big gain there. 10 yards for Jesse. Or 12 or 13, that is. As he gets the
first down.
First down wide Central. 4:17 to go until the end of the ball game.
Until the clock strikes midnight.
Till it strikes midnight. So Virginia High trying to finish strong. Trying to close out this game. 4:11 now, and Y Central.
I'm not sure what Y Central's doing. You know, you figured you'd have a bigger sense of urgency here, but
Coach Owens is giving the play call to him just from the sideline, and he's brought
5 seconds until the plays has to be blown dead.
He actually doesn't have a quarterback in there. That's a wide receiver at quarterback, and here comes another little sweep play. That time he gets close to 5 on the carry. That was C.J. Crabtree, the freshman. 2nd down and 5, maybe 6. Another flag.
Come on, that's Barlow again.
Yeah, that was 55.
That's his 2nd. That means he's done for the game.
We'll have to see if they ended up calling on Barlow. It looked like the ref was pointing at him. Barlow's kind of giving the shrug. And that'll be a penalty. Unsportsmanlike conduct. That'll move them up past the 35. It's a 15-yarder. So they're still stepping it off up past the 40 and down at the 43-yard line.
That's 30 yards on a defensive lineman that you shouldn't have tonight.
Yeah, the penalty yards these past 2 weeks have been frightening to see. They've really just heavily penalized the last 2 weeks against Tennessee High and then tonight. Late hits, a lot of late flags being thrown. Shotgun, there's a snap. They're going to hand off again to the freshman. He goes off to the right side. He's looking for the sideline, but he's wrapped up. Good play there. Atkins was able to chase him down. Coming in also to close down on the tackle was Ratcliffe coming out of the secondary. Gets 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7 as he gets up to the 45, their own 45. Actually, the 44 is where they'll mark him, just shy of the 44, so just a gain of 1. 2nd down and 9. So not a very favorable spot.
They're down to the last 180 seconds as well, and still no sense of urgency in this Warrior offense.
Yeah, they've got a new quarterback in. Isaiah McAmis, the sophomore, is in the shotgun, and they'll snap it. This time another handoff, this time up the middle again, and they get close to 5 yards. That was Jesse.
Just makes you wonder if this is
close to 6, actually, up near the 50, actually to the 49. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
You should wonder if this is just Y Central's way of waving the white flag for tonight.
Yeah, they don't have Mullins out on the field.
It doesn't look to be on a table anywhere, so
just letting him get a few reps in here with McAmis, the wide receiver for most of the night, but he's getting some snaps here at quarterback for this final drive for Central. 3rd down. They're going to try to get them off sides, but they can't. Now they'll hand it off to the freshman.
Aaron Rose, wow.
Closing down on that one, gets him right at the line of scrimmage. And another flag thrown late on the play. And things are getting chippy here at the end of this thing. Don't know what the flag was there, but it came from way behind the line of scrimmage, way behind the Virginia High side of the defense where their backs were. So it'll be interesting to see who this one will be on, as Aaron Rose made a heck of a play to close down. Personal foul on Virginia High. So that is no less than 4 personal fouls we've seen tonight. And that's just me trying to take a guess. I haven't kept up with the fouls tonight, and that's another 15 yards.
I'll be close to it. That's just stuff you can't have.
30 yards on this drive, personal foul.
Hey, think about it. That's 75 to 60.
Already just on those.
On personal fouls, minus your blocks at the backs, your holding calls, your pass interferences as well. This team has to have well over 100 yards, and
Then if you want to get nitpicky, you can go to the offsides on the kickoff. If you want to even go a little further there. And then you got the late hit out of bounds. Of course, that goes as a personal foul. But, again, just some bonehead decisions here and there. As Coach Chris calls timeout. He's going to try to get these guys settled down. We've had back-to-back plays with a personal foul called after them. It's first down, Wise Central. The ball's sitting at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. So 31-14, 1:53 to go in the ballgame. Fans filing out here on the Wise Central side. Just got to finish this thing out. No more penalties.
No more junk calls. Keep your mouth shut, and let's just play the game and go home. We got an hour ride to get home. Quit stalling it out.
Yeah, end it here. I'm sure that's what Coach Chris is saying. Just finish it off.
In the parking lot of Central High School, sponsored by
the score update from John Battle at last note. Last time I heard from that game, John Battle was leading 48-21 in that ball game. That's Lebanon and John Battle. So Battle looking for a big win there of the Pioneers. That'd be a big one for the Trojans there on Battle Hill.
That'd be big.
They gave us a fight a couple of weeks ago. I know that. Good football team. Lane Scarborough, the quarterback for them, just a junior, so we'll see him again next year. So they are taking care of business tonight against Lebanon. Here's a snap, 1st down and 10. This time to the right side they're going to probe, but not get much. That looked like that was Crabtree, the freshman again. He got up past the 35 to the 34. Not a gain of maybe 2 or 3 on the play. 2nd down and 7. 1:43 and counting in the ballgame. 31-14, Virginia High leading it. Trying to keep them out of the end zone, though, to finish off the game strong. There's a snap. Snap. Fumbled. It's a broken play and falling down. That was probably the smartest decision by McCamus as he just falls on it. Just a bad snap, and he drops down. He loses close to 9 yards. Or loses close to 6 yards on the play. His ball will be spotted at the 39-yard line, right on the right hash. 1:10 and counting. What are some takeaways for this game that you're going to take from Virginia High?
You have to be very proud of this offensive effort tonight. You had a great offensive outing. I don't think you had a drive of more than 7 plays tonight, and still came away with 31 points. They dominated you on the time of possession. You put 31 points on the board. Just a great night of the offensive side of the ball.
There's a snap. Jesse forward, but he's drugged down, and that was Matthew Dean meeting him in the middle. Just put a hat on him and met him right at the 41. He didn't get anything. It's 4th down.
Yeah, but then again, what you have to take away from the defensive side of the ball is lack of ability to tackle, bad penalties, and just allowing the big play on that side of the ball as well.
So it looks like Wise Central is going to be content with killing the clock. There's 20 seconds as the clock's rolling, and they're not even going to get a snap off. They're going to let it in. We're going to count it down now as we just hit 10 seconds. Both teams heading to their sidelines, getting ready for a post-game handshake. Is 5 seconds from being official, and now we are. It's final. 31-14. Virginia High gets the win. They move to 3-1 on the year. Wise Central falls to 2-2. They're back to 500 as they'll head over to. They'll actually host, or they'll head over to Graham next week to face the G-Men at a 7 o'clock kick in that one. So Virginia High gets the win. Virginia High is off next week, so they're going to go into the bye week with a good taste in their mouth as they get a 31-14 win over Wise Central in their first ever meeting between the two schools. So with that, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We have the Shoney's post-game show coming up next. Again, Shoney's the official sponsor of Bearcat Radio's post-game show. Every home game you can eat at Shoney's after the game. They'll be serving breakfast till midnight on Friday nights for Virginia High home games. Make sure you check that out at Exit 5 Shoney's. But so for the final here, 31-14. Make sure you stay tuned for the post-game show here on Bearcat Radio. We'll be right back.
Bearcat fans, following every Virginia High School home football game, visit Shoney's at Exit 5 for the world-famous breakfast bar. Serving until midnight, Shoney's is a proud sponsor of Bearcat Athletics. Listen to Virginia High School football on your computer or mobile device at Spreaker.com/Bearcat Radio.
Hi, I'm Dustin Lynch. You don't have to listen to country music to know that life can be full of drama. Some of it you just can't control, like your girlfriend running out on you with your best friend. But there's some drama that you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org.
You just need to take that first step and find free classes near you and start moving towards a brighter future and even your college degree.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ed Council.
Follow Bearcat Radio on Twitter with the handle @VHS Bearcat Radio and on Facebook by searching Bearcat Radio for the upcoming broadcast schedule and shows on the flagship stream of Virginia High School Athletics.
In 50 feet, turn left. Why are you driving so slowly?
After a few drinks, I'm taking it slow.
Well, you're not fooling the cop behind you.
What?
Get ready to pay in 0.1 miles.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Virginia High Bearcat football on Spreaker Radio.
Smiles all around as Virginia High moves to 3-1 on the season. They're meeting down there at the 25-yard line with Coach Chris. Sure, a very pumped up Coach Chris, but a lot of things to take away from this 31-14 win over Wise Central. Let's take you through the score recap real quick here on the Shoney's post-game show, brought to you by Shoney's at Exit 5 in Bristol. Virginia High got the scoring started in the first half. Lathrop with a 74-yard touchdown run on the 5th play from scrimmage for the Bearcats to give them a 7-0 lead. Wise Central would answer with a drive of their own. Jarrett Jesse with a 1-yard touchdown run capped it off to tie it up at 7. Lane Carroll from 40 yards out made a field goal to cut it to make it 10-7. And then right before the end of the first half, Michael Howard able to pound it in from 2 yards out, and we led going into halftime 17-7. A big boost there for him to get some points. And then coming out in the second half, a little bit slow. Had a 3-and-out, had to punt, and then just like that, Wise Central, after a couple of penalties, drove down, got a 15-yard touchdown pass after really a prolonged set of downs. Mullins to McAmis, 15-yard touchdown pass, and they cut it back to a 3-point game in the third quarter, late in the third quarter. So then right after that, Hubbard, Austin Davidson, kickoff return 75 yards, really changed the game, made it a 10-point game again. The stadium was so pumped for that kickoff. That was the loudest it had been all night. Austin Davidson able to take a little needle to the balloon and pop the balloon right there on Wise Central.
Absolutely sucked all the air out of that stadium. I told you I had that John Battle feel to it with them just hanging in there, and the score was fairly resemblant to that as well.
31-14, and the final score of the game, a touchdown pass, Jamie Lathrop to Lane Carroll, 32-yard touchdown. It was a little slant route. Carroll was able to make more of it than what was there and really showed off his athleticism. Again, the soccer player turned football player, had a great football game. Definitely got to be in the running for player of the game, and so we'll have that coming up in just a few minutes. But that's your game recap. They outscore Wise Central 14-7 there in the second half. Total yards for the teams, Virginia High goes 410 yards in 33 plays. And get this, Mark did a little bit of calculating there before we went on for the post-game show. 411 yards for Wise Central on 70 plays. So they got double the plays and only outgained us by 1 yard.
That's something you got to be proud of, especially for this offense. You made the most of your opportunities when you had them. And, the defense, they didn't close up what they needed to tonight. But you can't help that offense that Wise runs. That run-pass option where they're able to pound it just so many different ways. Found all sorts of different ways just to pick up third downs, fourth down opportunities, and the team overall did a great job tonight on that retrospect.
But after all the scoring of the first half and all the yards in the first half, both defenses able to batten down the hatches. Only 173 total yards here or there, a yard or two off, of course, with one team. But for Wise Central they held Virginia High to just 173 yards. But really the difference in the game, that 75-yard kick return.
Yeah, and that